What do you do if you feel like there's no one that really loves you for who you are and you don't know how to fill that void? I posted a video last week about what a young man needs if he's growing up and his dad's not in his daily life. And the first thing I said was he needs to know that there's somebody that loves him. There was a comment on that video. The person said, on the outside, my life looks like it's in order. On the inside, I'm very empty and hollow because of that reason. Where do I go to find someone that really loves and cares about me? I'm absolutely certain that that young man is not the only one that feels that way. So what do you do if there's nobody there that really loves you and cares about you enough to take an interest in your life? I'm going to go down the things that I think you actually can do. But before that, I would ask this question. Are you sure you don't have someone in your life that really cares about you? In the last video that I posted, I told about the guy in my life. His name was Mark Gould. And he was there from the time I was 12 till even after I got married. Is there really someone in your life that maybe really does care about you, but you're not allowing for that potential? Mark didn't force himself into my life. He was there. I could reach out to him and engage with him, but he didn't force himself on me. Who in your life has taken an interest in you in the past? Maybe it's a school teacher. Maybe it's a coach. Maybe it's an uncle or a grandfather. Someone that really has shown interest in your well-being that you sensed cares about you, but's in the background now. Have you ever reached out to that person and just said, I've got a question about something. Do you mind if I bounce it off of you? I am sure they're going to be excited to listen, to hear what it is, to give you their advice. You may have a Mark Gould in your life and you're just not allowing for that possibility or taking the steps that you need to develop that relationship. Now, what do you do if you really don't have a Mark Gould in your life? What if there really is nobody that you can think of? There are some things that you can do. I wrote the book called The Map to Manhood, and that map is me thinking about when I grew up without a dad, what are the things that I missed? Well, the most important path on that map is learning and developing the emotion of love. And there are things that you can do in your life to develop the emotion of love. You can download the Map to Manhood, the guide. It's a free guide. Go to maptomanhood.org if you want to see these different milestones and actions. But particularly the one relevant for this is that path of developing the emotion of love. And it culminates in learning to love yourself, because that's what's most important for you to overcome the challenges of growing up without a loving dad. The milestones start with pets. Think of this. If you've had a pet, I bet you felt love for that pet. If it's a dog, man, they just love to see you when you come home. The tails wag, they get excited. I'm more of a cat person because they're lower maintenance, but I love dogs too. But if you start with a pet, you're not just stepping up in responsibility, and it will help you learn responsibility, but the most important thing is it's teaching you how to feel love. Love for that pet and love from that pet. Now, this next one might sound a little weird, but stick with me on this. Friends. It's easier when you're younger. If you think of high school friends and buddies that you grew up with, you did so many different things together, some of them not so smart, but you lived through those together. You can develop the feeling and the emotion of love for your friends. Now, obviously, it's platonic, but it's still very real. You care about them. You hurt if they hurt. They feel the same for you. You can develop your emotion of love by developing friendships. That's the next step. The third one, and this is just the milestones on that path to developing love for yourself, but the third one is developing relationships of love with family members. You have extended family. You have grandparents. Maybe you've got brothers and sisters. Hopefully you've got aunts and uncles. You can develop relationships of love with these extended family members. The most important relationship that's going to help you develop love is an intimate relationship. This is someone that you feel like you want to spend the rest of your life with. Now, I'm not talking about sexual when I say intimate. I'm talking about someone that you can completely be yourself with, that she can be herself with you, and that you can just be open and honest about everything. You choose to love her, and you feel like she's reciprocating that back to you. That will fill a huge void Now, it can't be in passing, it can't be selfish in nature, and there are risks. She may change her mind, you may change yours, but eventually you're going to arrive at the decision, do we want to spend the rest of our lives together or not? Once you do that, that void is going to be filled tremendously. But that's not the last thing you can do. One of the best ways that you can fill that void is by being a dad yourself and experiencing that love as a father for your child. That is almost as good as having a dad there to love you. Now, make sure you get the order right. You don't want to bring children into the world that you're not going to be there for. Otherwise, you're just propagating the same problem that's causing you the challenge that we're talking about right now. So don't do that. That's why that intimate relationship with someone that you want to spend the rest of your life with is so important. When you bring children into the world, you need to be there for them. And when you do, you can experience that joy of fatherly love for a child. You're experiencing it from the dad side, and you're experiencing it vicariously through your children. So if you don't have a Mark Gould in your life, those are things that you can do to fill that void, get more meaning into your life, and learn and experience that love from a dad for you. There's other steps. I won't go into them in this video because it doesn't quite heal the pain of that absent relationship. That's a deeper conversation for another time. But I would leave you with this. Be open to the possibility that you do have a loving father. Maybe not your biological father, but you do have a father watching out over you. If you don't force your preconceived ideas on what your father in heaven would have to do to prove to you that he's there, I bet you're going to see many, many instances where he has been there in your deepest challenges. And he still is. I hope the things that I've shared with you will help you and everyone else that's listening to it, because I'm sure there are thousands of young men with that same void inside that are hurting because they don't have someone that cares about them. Always remember that you can still succeed. You can figure this stuff out, even if your dad's not in your daily life, and you do have a dad that loves you. And I will see you on the next video.